In the beginning, the Toyota Prius was a science experiment, then it became a phenomenon, then it matured to be less weird, and then most recently, it just became ugly even by Prius standards. For the 5th generation, the 2024 Toyota Prius gets a completely redesigned exterior and a cabin with a more traditional approach to the driver's space layout. As for the Camry, it may be tough to tell, but the 2025 model represents a new generation for this tried-and-true family sedan. It sure looks similar to the outgoing vehicle and even rides on the same mechanical underpinnings, but rest assured, it has been worked over thoroughly from stem to stern. And with both being so closely priced, it makes choosing between the two that much harder. In this video, we will check out their designs inside and out, talk about pricing, and see how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it. The latest iteration of the Toyota Prius has a modern and streamlined exterior design that emphasizes both efficiency and sportiness. The front features a unique grille that is both wide and slim, giving it a futuristic appearance. The grille is accented by sharp LED headlights that wrap around the corners of the car. The front bumper is also smooth and has curves that aid in making the car more aerodynamic, which in turn help with fuel efficiency. The sides are clean and free of creases, except for a single line that runs from the bottom of the front doors to the rear arches. The roofline slopes downward towards the rear, creating a sleek coupe-like profile. The car sits on used 17 and 19-inch wheels that contribute to its overall sporty look. At the back, a large LED bar connects the rear taillights, which are slimmer than the previous generation and gives the car a unique appearance when viewed from behind. The rear spoiler is built into the trunk and helps to reduce wind drag while also improving fuel efficiency. The 2025 Camry goes for a different approach with a more sporty and assertive design. The hammerhead front fascia gives it an aggressive look that's become a signature for Toyota, which is complemented by new LED headlights that come standard on all trim levels. And just like before, SE and XSE trim levels are built as the sportier versions, featuring black grille accents and a more responsive chassis versus the LE and XLE's chrome trims and softer setup. Along the sides, not much has changed. A stronger shoulder line connects the front and rear quarter panels while cutting through both doors. This sharp styling element adds some edge to the smooth sloping profile, making the car look sportier, especially compared to the Prius' clean sides. Plus, the wheels, which come in sizes from 16 to 19 inches, really add to its overall appeal. At the back, the Camry sticks with a safer design. The boomerang-shaped LED taillights are slimmer now, and the black plastic diffuser blends in nicely, especially in a vehicle wearing darker paint. The bumper has a subtle update with an S-shaped line connecting the lower part of the wheel arch to the trunk lid. Overall, both the Camry and the Prius look really good in their own rights, but if I had to choose, the new Camry actually has a better design on the outside. Jumping inside, complementing the Prius exterior design, dramatic changes happened inside too. As standard, the 5th generation comes with a front instrument panel sit deep in the dashboard. It helps break up the long dash but also eliminates the need for a head-up display. You can set the wheel nice and low and still see all the important info clearly. The wraparound dashboard design enhances the feeling of front seat space. Material quality is generally pretty good, with only the door armrests and fake carbon weave trim really raising eyebrows. There are clever touches, like the dual climate control buttons on the dashboard, which take up less space than the flat 2-row and are easier to use without looking. And the smartphone holster beside the shifter acts as a wireless charger. The central touchscreen is an 8-inch display on the LE, but a generous 12.3-inch unit is optional on the XLE and standard on the Limited. Regardless of size, and just like in the Camry, both screens run Toyota's latest software interface, which is a significant improvement over the previous system in both usability and responsiveness. Wireless smartphone mirroring is standard, and both systems are smooth and intuitive enough to use. The 2025 Camry's interior has undergone a significant overhaul too, despite its dimensions remaining largely unchanged. Aesthetically, it looks bulkier than the Prius, but Toyota has introduced interesting fabric combinations across each trim level. Instead of plastic imitating wood or metal, the XSE features black or bright red Softex pleather, the XLE boasts plush quilted microfiber, and the LE offers a lovely gray cloth. It's a great move, ensuring all trim levels enjoy interesting and appealing design touches. Toyota has also resisted the urge to remove buttons and knobs for climate and other crucial controls in favor of cost cutting. As for infotainment, standard is an 8-inch unit, but the SE offers a larger 12.3-inch option, while the XLE and XSE models come standard with a larger display. Additionally, all models feature a digital gauge display, but the fully digital 12.3-inch version is exclusive to the XLE and XSE trims. Overall, both interiors are very attractive and well built, so it will really come down to your personal tastes on which one you find better looking. When it comes to comfort and interior space, the new Prius swoopy roofline does reduce headroom by 1.4 inches up front and 1 inch in the back. The extra wheelbase helps, allowing 0.9 inches more front legroom and an added 1.4 inches behind compared to the previous generation, which changes the driving position to one that's far more agreeable and less upright. Cargo space is down a bit though, with the LE offering 24 cubic feet and the XLE Unlimited good for 20 cubic feet. As for the Camry, space is where it excels, matching or beating the Prius in just about every metric, with interior dimensions similar to the outgoing model. Get into the cabin, and the front seats have been revised to provide ample support and long-haul comfort. Jump into the back, and the rear seats offer 3.2 inches more legroom and an inch extra headroom compared to the Prius, but the sloping roofline still means that particularly tall people might not fit. Cargo space is where it falls off at just 15 cubic feet, 9 cubes smaller than the Prius. When it comes to pricing, and when the Prius was first introduced in January, its base price was higher because the base L Eco mode is gone from the previous generation, with the front-wheel drive LE starting at $27,950. For this, you get Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, an 8-inch touchscreen, and single-zone climate control. The XLE is $29,350, and the Limited commands $35,000. Add $1,400 to any of the trims if you want all-wheel drive. The Camry's starting price is a bit higher than before because of the new hybrid-only lineup, but only costs $450 more than the Prius. The LE starts at $28,400 and comes standard with the same Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, an 8-inch infotainment screen, and 16-inch alloy wheels. Next is SE at $30,700, XLE at $33,400, and the XSE at $34,600. Being so closely priced at almost every trim level, the driving experience might be the only thing besides passenger space that will separate the two and make your choice easier. When it comes to driving and powertrains, Toyota gave the Prius powertrain a massive upgrade to increase its output. The hybrid gets a larger gas engine with more horsepower and more torque, and neither is a small increase. Horsepower is up from 121 to 194 horsepower. The new engine, a 2-liter versus last year's 1.8, is matched with a fresh lithium-ion battery pack that promises 14% more output. Compare it to the 2022 model, and the difference is evident starting from the initial acceleration. Alongside the horsepower and torque increases, the 0 to 60 time improved drastically, from a poking 9.8 seconds to a respectable 7 seconds with all-wheel drive and 7.2 seconds in front-wheel drive versions. On the road, the new car's lower height and broader stance also eliminate the feeling that it's up on tiptoes. The largely similar front strut and rear multi-link suspension has been massaged with handling in mind, and the ride is nicely buttoned down over most pavement, even with the XLE Unlimited's low-profile 19-inch rubber. The 2025 Camry also gets a new powertrain, with all trim levels now featuring Toyota's 5th-generation hybrid system. The hybrid's primary engine is still a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, which delivers 184 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. Additionally, a more powerful traction motor, now producing 134 horsepower, works alongside a second motor that manages the hybrid system's planetary gear set, boosting the total output from 208 to 225 horsepower, 30 horsepower more than the Prius. For the first time, you can opt for a 1525 electric all-wheel drive system featuring a 40 horsepower rear axle motor shared with the Prius all-wheel drive, which increases combined output to 232 horsepower. The extra spring in the Camry step is most noticeable around town, where the stronger electric motor enhances low to mid-throttle responsiveness. Additional sound insulation effectively isolates the new Camry from wind, road, and powertrain noise. Slightly firmer suspension tunes give all versions tighter body control on twisty roads without compromising their comfortable ride. The 4-cylinder engine can still drone under heavy loads just like in the Prius, though if you compare it directly to the Prius, with the Camry's wider track along wheelbase, it just feels more stable and planted with the sort of comfort only a bigger car can provide. So, which one should you choose? Well, the Prius was a very solid choice last year, especially against the old Camry. But considering how well priced and equipped the 2025 Camry is, in addition to its overall more quiet, refined ride and extra space, it just makes it a no-brainer.